Okay. So far we have talked about introduction about exergy, reversible and reversibilities, second law efficiency, exergy change in the system we have seen in the last class itself, and this topic as well, exergy transfer by heat, work and mass. And this also we have seen decrease of exergy principle. We have come up that expression that the change in exergy can be written in terms of uh, entropy generation, which cannot be negative, which is always positive, multiplied with the absolute temperature. So that is also always positive, and with negative sign, it shows that it always decreases. Okay, and with the help of this decrease of exergy principle, we can now move into the exergy balance for closed and open system, and this would be the last topic that we are going to cover under this chapter. Okay, so the exergy balance of a closed system. Okay, we will be looking up the closed systems and open system both. First, we will take up the exergy balance in general, generic case, and then we can generalize. We can pick closed systems and open systems individually, and we'll see how this expression modifies. So in general, as what we have done in our energy and exergies, we have done the similar exercise in energy balance and entropy balance. Rather, entropy balance would be more.
Sir, there is no PPT visible. Are you sharing?
Okay. Okay. So yes. Okay. Let me share the screen. Okay. This is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yes, exergy balance, we are going to talk about the exergy balance in the similar fashion what we have done in entropy. Okay, so why it is called entropy balance or exergy balance? And you might have heard, so you have already heard the energy conservation. So energy conservation is can't be destroyed. The energy cannot be destroyed and cannot be created. But entropy balance, it is not. You never have heard about this term, entropy conservation. Or exergy conservation, because these things are not conserved. Why? Because in entropy we have seen there is something called entropy generation. So it's always positive. So it's there for all the processes. So in entropy in general is not conserved, but we can balance it uh, based on your system to system. Similarly, exergy is also there is no saying that exergy is conserved. So because there is something called exergy destroyed. Okay, and which is always uh, less than equal to 0. We have seen that in our this exercise in the last class. Exergy of the change of exergy of the isolated system is always less than 0. So in similar pattern, what we have written for our entropy balance, let's suppose my entropy coming into the system is S in, entropy going out of the system is S out, and there is entropy generation that is happening inside this system. Okay, and we can actually write the change in entropy of the system in this fashion, that S in minus S out plus S gen is equal to change in entropy. This is how we have written, and this is a plus sign over here because we know that there is a generation of entropy at whenever any process occur. Okay, so this term, this positive quantity will be present while balancing the entropy of the system. Whereas in the case of exergy, we have exergy entering into the system, exergy leaving out of the system would be same, but there will be a negative. There will be a subtraction of total exergy destroyed, X destroyed, in order to compensate this destroyed thing, because exergy in general is accompanied with the destruction of exergy. Okay, and in order to make it compensated, there is a negative sign here because it's always negative here. Okay, so that is why this negative sign here, whereas here it was positive. So this is equal to total change in the exergy of the system. This is how we are going to write the balance equation of exergy. Okay, so in expression form we can write x in minus x out, whereas x in and x out expressions are essentially can be thought of as a net exergy transfer by heat, work, and mass, all the three modes, which we are already seen in our last class. So we have seen that exergy transfer by heat is this much, exergy transfer by work is this much. If there are boundary works, you have to subtract with the surrounding work against which your piston is working, and other forms of works are directly can be written as work, and through mass just multiply with the mass to the flow energy. So this is how we have seen. So all those three quantities can be you can associate all these three quantities here with heat, work, and mass if it is in with appropriate sign. So let's suppose Q in is happening, then you have to write positive. W out is happening, you have to write positive. Q out is happening, you have to write negative. Work into the system is happening, you have to write negative. So this is how your sign convention would be. Mass in would be similar to, please mute yourself. Okay. And this is the exergy destruction term that we have come across. This is nothing but minus of T naught S gen. This is what we have written right in our last class, and this is the change in exergy of the system, net change. These terms would give you the change in exergy of the system at any moment. Okay, so in this particular example, let's suppose I have a closed system where Q in the heat is being transferred and some work is being get from the system as X work, as a piston work. So this particular term, X in minus X out, okay. So this X in, what are the things that it incorporates? It is based on Q in, and X out, what are the things it incorporates? W out. Okay, so there are no Q out. Okay, for this particular system, let's suppose, or if at all it is giving, you have to incorporate that. So it is a generalization of what we have seen earlier. So this can be written as X due to heat minus X due to work minus X destroyed is equal to delta X. Nothing new. So it is just the way you have written explicitly in terms of heat and work. So since this is a closed system, so there are no M. 5 terms are here. What? Please try to be mute yourself. This is the closed system that I'm talking about. If at all there is an open system, we will talk about. There is an additional term which would come here. We'll see. So before taking up the open system, we can take up one example based on what we have learned currently. So consider a steady heat transfer through 5x6 brick wall of a house of thickness 30 centimeter on a day when the temperature of the outdoor is 0 degrees C. So this is your surrounding temperature outside, and this is your home. You are sitting over here, and yes, this is typically the similar problem we have taken up. What we have taken up in entropy problem. You guys remember? So this is I talked about, this is cold climate kind of example, because you are sitting in comfortably in 27 degrees C here, and outside temperature is 0 degrees C. We have talked about earlier also. So the house is maintained at 27 degrees C. The temperatures of the inner and outer surroundings, outer surface of brick walls are measured to be 20 degrees C and 5 degrees C. So it is also given. This is your surrounding temperature inside. Is this actually? Rudra Dwivedi. Sorry, Rudra Dalwadi. Okay, inside temperature is 27 degrees C, outside temperature is 0 degrees C, and your brick temperatures, brick wall surface temperatures are 20 degrees C and 5 degrees C. These two things are also given respectively. And this is the same example what we have seen in our entropy example, entropy chapter. And the rate of heat transfer through the wall is 1035 watts. So the Q there that is being transferred steadily, Q dot is given as 1035 watts. So essentially Q dot in is equal to Q dot out. Steadily it is going from one direction to other direction. Determine the rate of exergy destruction in the wall. Rate. So we are asked to find X dot destruction in wall. So how much exergy, how much available energy is being destroyed, okay, while happening this process from going from one direction to another direction, and the rate of total exergy destruction associated with the heat transfer process. So yes, how to proceed this particular example? So I mean, in first case 1, we need to find the exergy destruction at wall. Okay, so we need to take the control volume as wall only. Okay, and in the case 2, the total exergy destruction associated with heat transfer process. So along with wall, you have to take up some thin layer of air as well in your system, and you need to exergy of wall plus immediate surrounding. That you need to find out. So let me ask few of you how to proceed this. Gaurav Jain.
Yes, sir.
Are you there? So can you tell me? And one more guy I want to pick. Let me pick one more guy.
One minute.
Is Pankaj Goswami. So these two guys, you can tell me how to proceed.
Yes, sir. 1 minute.
Gaurav Jan, yeah, you can tell me.
Yes, sir. 1 minute. 1 minute.
You can try. And next name what I have told, Pankaj Goswami, right? So in the case one, I am taking up the control volume as my brick wall. This is my control volume. And now my whole interest would be limited inside this wall only. I'm not looking at what's happening at immediate surrounding in the case one. Okay. And what are my assumptions? So I'm doing this calculation based on steady state heat transfer is happening through wall. Okay, there are no transient heat conduction or heat transfer is happening through wall. I'm looking at this particular case the moment when steady state has been achieved. Things are steady in nature. There is no change in the quantities are not varying with time. This is my first assumption. Second assumption is what? I'm taking this heat transfer as purely one-dimensional. Okay, so there are no two-dimension or three-dimensional heat transfer modes are, heat transfer way of, the heat is going to be solely in x direction only. It's going in x only. No y and z direction heat transfer are happening. And the third assumption would be
the rate of exergy destruction was around 51 watt.
okay. So yes, fine. So how what formula should I use? From where should I proceed?
Net of rate of net exergy transfer minus exergy destroyed. Destruction.
So
Is
the
equal to
formula
rate of
what I have
change
told here, you have to use this formula, right?
in Q,
X in minus X
Q
out.
times 1 minus.
Okay, so applying exergy balance
Yes, sir.
at walls. Pankaj Goswami is not here. No, yes. No, okay. So and third assumption is my control volume is just walls as shown in figure. Okay. So let's suppose this is my wall and heat transfer is happening. Q in, Q out is happening. So this Q in is associated with some exergy transfer, and this Q out is having some exergy transfer out from the system. So this is X in, this is X out. So and there would be some exergy destruction in the wall. X destruction I can write, and this would give me the change in exergy of the system. So I can write X in minus X out, the similar formula, minus X destruction is equal to change in X. And since the things are given in the rate form, I would prefer to use the rate form of these equations. Okay, so this rate, since I can strike this thing, since my steady state has achieved. So this is 0. Okay, so we are left with x in dot minus x out dot minus x destroyed dot is equal to 0. So I can write x destroyed rate of destruction of exergy would be written in terms of x in dot minus x dot out. Okay, now we need to set up these x in and x outs. So x dot destroyed is equal to x dot in minus x dot out. So what are these exergies are associated with? Only heat transfer is happening. The exergies are being transferred through heat transfer only. And this would be also your assumption over here, fourth. Exergy transfer is happening through heat transfer only, right? Because there are no work interaction here, and there are no. So this is not an open system. This is kind of closed system. No mass is coming in and out. Okay. So since heat transfer is happening as closed system. So this is also one of your assumptions. So with that assumption, we can proceed. Yes, now Pankaj Goswami, if it is not there, Gaurav, you can tell me how this Q in and this Q out, Q dot out or Q dot in, how can I write X in the form of Q ins and Q outs?
Yes, sir. So Q in is equal to 1035 into 1 minus 273 upon 293.
And what are those things?
T naught upon T.
Wait. So the surface temperature over here is 5 degree, right? No,
Yes.
20 degree. 20 degree. But here your room temperature is 27 degrees C. Outside
Yes,
temperature is how much?
7.
0 degrees C.
Yes, sir.
0 degrees C, and this surface temperature over here is 5 degrees C. Yes.
5 degrees C.
Now just consider this particular Q in. Now tell me X in, what would be the X in? Because this is crucial.
Sir,
X in is equal to, tell me.
1035.
1035. So no, just tell me the formula for, I mean, not the numbers.
Q dot.
So this would be Q in dot.
Yes.
Times
1 minus T naught upon T.
T naught upon.
Outside temperature upon
So this is your
Q X in.
So this T is your what T? This 20T or this 27T? And this T naught is what T?
Sir, this was 20 degrees Celsius.
This one is 20. Okay, this one is 20 degrees C. Okay, and T naught is?
Yes, sir. T naught is, sir, 0 degrees Celsius.
Why it is 0? Yeah, you are correct. Very correct. Very nice. I'm really happy that you have come up with the correct number. But how? Why 0 degrees C?
So it's outside temperature. We have to consider the outside temperature.
But you are sitting in this immediate environment, right? You are sitting inside your room, so you are here. Okay, what about this thing, right hand side? X out?
So X out will be X out will be 1030 Q out minus 1 minus T naught upon T. T outside, that is the 0 degrees Celsius, and upon T, which is 5 degrees Celsius.
So this is 0 and this is 5 degrees C. Okay, you are also correct here. But why 0? I mean T0 over 0 here also and here also. Why not 27? That is my question. So who will tell me this? Because this is the ultimate question of this particular chapter. So once you understand this why 0 here, T naught, then you will understand the gist of this particular chapter. So this is the key of this This is the key question for this. David, Anirudh Sharma.
Yes, sir.
Anirudh, so can you tell me why 0 over here?
Sir, why? मतलब क्या मतलब? Because sir, we have to take the final temperature, no sir?
Yes.
The end temperature. That's why.
State. Yes. Very nice. Who is this? You are Anirudh?
Anirudh, yes sir.
Okay, thank you, Anirudh. You are very correct. So in this chapter, I always told you that everything. So everywhere, if you want to calculate the exergy of the system, you need to compare, or you need to have a benchmark with your dead state, and that is the ultimate state that everything is going onto. Okay, whether it is 27 here, 20 here, 5 here, everything will go towards 0 degrees C ultimately, because this is the least temperature you would expect at this particular time for this particular environment, right? So everything is going towards dead state, and this is the dead state temperature of sink. You need to write. Very thank you. Thanks to Anirudh, because this is the key to understand this particular chapter. Okay. Otherwise, everything is similar as what we have taught in entropy. So yes, now we can safely write our x ins. So x ins is q dot in 1 minus t naught by t. Let's suppose this is my one side, this is my two side, this is my one, and t naught would be this much. T naught would be here, minus q out 1 minus t naught by t2, and this q in and q out is equal to same. Why? So since this is steady state, so 1035 1 minus 273k by t1 is equal to 290. So 293 minus 1035 1 minus t naught, again 273 divided by t2. T2 is 5, so 278, right? So now you can do the calculations and you will come up with this particular figure, 52 watts. Okay, so this question has not yet been completed. So this is your exergy destroyed in the wall. But my next question is, what is the exergy destruction rate, to be precise? So the next question is the rate of total exergy destruction associated with the heat transfer process. So what should we do now? Who will tell? So I know that along with this wall, there is immediate surrounding that is there. Okay. And that will give me, because there is some gradient. I mean, your temperature cannot be from 5 degree to 27 degree quickly. It won't achieve. It will have some gradient, and because of this gradient, you will have to take care of this immediate surrounding as well. Right. So this immediate surrounding, so you need to take care of this surrounding as a CV, control volume, and now you have to take these temperatures as 27 degrees C, and this temperature over here is 0 degrees C. Okay, so there is no meaning of 5 degrees C and 20 degrees C now. Why? Because these are the surface temperatures. They are no more significant in this particular case, because we are going to seek what's happening with the immediate surrounding as well, and that will give you the real picture of what's happening. Okay, so now the exergy destruction can be written as q in similar fashion, 1 minus t naught by t1 minus q out 1 minus t naught by t2, but this time t1. So t naught would be, again it would be 0 degrees C. So 1 minus 270 would be there, but the denominator part, would be this time 27 degrees C. Okay, since air temperature is significant now, minus 1035, 1 minus 273 divided by, again 0 degrees C. Air temperature is 0 degrees C, 273. Okay, so this will give you the number 93.2 watts is equal to exergy rate destruction of wall plus immediate surrounding. Okay, so now you can see, let's infer what's happening here. So when you are considering only wall, your exergy available energy destruction was 52 watts, and when you are taking the system as a whole, your system as a bigger system, you will have more exergy destruction, almost double, kind of. Okay, so in reality, while doing our calculation, we may do some assumptions, but this is the real scenario where the exergy destruction is more because you are not taking care of the immediate surrounding. Okay. We take up this example. Maybe you guys take up this as an homework. We'll quickly tell this exergy balance in open system or control volumes. So there is nothing more in it. So let's suppose your in addition to the closed system, there is mass that is coming in and mass that is coming out, ME and MI in the form of ME and MI. So in addition to the closed system, you will have just additional two terms. Oh, sorry, this one. These two terms, mass in and mass out. That's all. So these terms are there already in closed system. This is there. And now you have a change in CV. You have to take care of this. Yes, now X heat can be written in terms of this. We have seen that. Okay. So this summation sign would incorporate, let's suppose this particular region will have temperature T1, this particular region will have temperature T2, and heat transfers are happening different way. Let's suppose it can be generic. This thing is going under T3, the boundary temperature T3 and Q in is happening. So you need to sum over all those things to calculate the exergy. Okay, so this is how this expression will take up, and T0 is the dead state temperature. Okay, and the work can be written in terms of this is your useful work, this is your surrounding work in general. Okay, if at all it is happening, boundary moving work. If moving work is not there, this is 0. If there are no work interaction, this is 0. All those things you can do. And this is your flow exergy that is coming in and coming out, exergy destroyed, and this is the change in exergy of the system. So that's it, very straightforward, right? So if we talk in specific for steady flow devices such as your turbines, compressors, nozzles, pumps, you can actually for this. So since this is steady overwritten here, so the change in that term goes away. This term goes away. There is no change since this things are operating under a steady condition. Okay, so this goes away. This is there. This is everything is there. This is work. Dot is the useful work that is directly you can write here, and this thing is self-explanatory, right? So all things are here. So work by any turbine or any pump or any steady devices will be W reversible if things are in reversible in manner, and then your exergy destroyed will be equal to 0. Okay, in that case, if things are totally reversible. Although this is an ideal case, it doesn't happen. But yes, if at all it is doing reversible things, your Exergy destroyed will be 0, and then you can write over this thing. This thing also you can ignore if your things are reversible, totally reversible in nature. Okay, and then you can write your expression as, then you can actually find out this work here. F dot of device can be written in terms of summation 1 minus T naught by Tk Q dot K, and yes, and plus summation of m dot psi minus summation of m dot psi in and out. Yes, this we can write. And most of again, we can take up one more further step as adiabatic case. So most of these steady flow devices work adiabatically, so heat transfer are also 0 in that case. So for those steady flow isentropic devices, we can actually write m dot psi in minus m dot psi out. That's it. Directly you can write. Okay. So to be more precise, if only one inlet and one outlet is there, okay, on what, so work due to these work producing devices can be written as m dot psi 2 minus 7 or psi 1 minus psi 2, depending upon the states. So this is how you calculate the work out of it. The second law of efficiency, which we heard, this is the last topic. The second law of efficiency of steady flow devices can also be written in terms of exergies. Okay, so this we have already seen, this second law of efficiency. What we have seen, that the work actual divided by work reversible. Okay, so the actual work we can write, we have already seen m dot h1 minus h2, and this reversible work we have seen right just now, we have seen m dot psi 1 minus psi 2 in terms of exergies. So m dot cancel, and this is what you can write. Also it can be written in terms of T generation as well. How? So we have already seen that phi1 minus phi2 can be written as h1 minus h2 minus T naught s2 minus s1, all sorts of things. So we can actually put this thing here, and we can actually, okay, we can do some manipulation over here. Let me do it quickly. H1 minus h2, phi1 minus phi2. Tell me. The time is over. Okay, I'll take 2 minutes. So what I will do, so this, from this expression, you can actually come up with this expression. I mean, it's kind of your homework. You can do it. Okay, this is just algebra. You can add and subtract 1 and minus 1, and you will arrive at this. Similarly for so this is work producing devices, W actual by W reversible. This is work consuming devices, compressors. So where it is opposite, work reversible in and W in, and we can write in this fashion. Again, it can also be written in this fashion. We'll take up examples, or I will keep it as an assignment for your practice. Okay, I didn't take much numerical examples in this particular chapter because I was in hurry to finish this. Next, we would be probably so this concludes this chapter, and from Monday we will going to take up gas power cycles and vapor. I mean power cycles. We will start with the power cycles. Okay, any questions? So no questions. So let me take the attendance then. So my name is not coming in this list. I don't know why. So this is 10. Okay. Date modify is this one. $351. Yes. This could be. Yes. Let me stop the recording.